kid must be out there terrorizing them too. No, he's not. They're out there laughing. By the way, we had a kid here today for the Bring Your Child to Work today, and I brought him Yoo-Hoos and chocolate cupcakes,
And he's still better than you.
Now call the meeting of the Carbon County Board of Commissioners to order. Please rise for a moment of silence, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, we thank you for each mind and heart that fills the presence of this room, as well as the lives that we will encounter afterwards. Set us free from comparison in order to work together efficiently, for only you truly know what we are setting out to accomplish today. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held April 21st, 2022.
Motion approved. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning county business at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Next item is a presentation. Mr. Steve Alessi, the Client Relationship Manager, Penn State, and Kayla Fusselman, the Extension Educator.
Where should we see
Morning. Here, come up front here.
I'll go first. So good morning, everybody.
Morning.
First of all, I'd like to thank the commissioners for giving us the time today to share a couple updates about Penn State Extension, some statewide update, and also some initiatives we're working on in the county as well too. So first I'll start. One of the things that we had discussed and we wanted to share about is how do we kind of increase our outreach to the residents of Carbon County with Penn State Extension. Because currently right now we have about 5,000 county residents that are receiving regular updates from Penn State Extension on upcoming programs, activities, and educational material that they want to learn about. But as we know, 5,000 is a small percentage of the whole county. I think it probably comes out to a little bit less than 10%. So I wanted to share kind of a way that people can, opt in to receive regular updates. And it's very easy. They can just go right to the Extension website, extension.psu.edu/about-me. So I even have little cards here that kind of give the instructions. And then the first step is just signing up on there for to receive regular updates. And some of the top topics that the residents of Carbon County are receiving information about are very diverse on a wide variety of topics, including home gardening, our 4-H program, vegetable production, Christmas tree production, and then forest health, among other topics that they can also receive regularly from the Penn State Extension Service. So if anybody's interested, I do have these cards I can share afterwards, and even if you want to leave some behind for people that want to do that on their own. Again, that's extension.psu.edu/about-me. The next item that I wanted to share about is a very important topic across the state of Pennsylvania, and that's the highly pathogenic avian influenza. Currently, right now, it's been detected in commercial poultry flocks, some backyard poultry flocks, and also in wild waterfowl. And we had our first case in the state of Pennsylvania in a commercial flock on April 18th, so about 2 weeks ago. And this was confirmed by PDA, USDA, and also experts from Penn State as well. And it's the first time since 1983-84 outbreak that we've seen this in commercial flocks in Pennsylvania. So why are we sharing this? One is very important, as this is a highly pathogenic, highly transferable disease that could wipe out a commercial poultry flock and also a backyard flock very quickly. So it's very, very dangerous for for the poultry industry in Pennsylvania, but also backyard homeowners as well. So the purpose is kind of sharing warning signs to look for, and then what to do if if a resident or somebody would see, you know, a flock that could be in danger. So the first thing is, what warning signs should somebody see? So some things that are very common is a decrease in feed and water consumption, decreased energy, decreased egg production, thin-shelled eggs, swelling or purple discoloration of the head, eyelids, or legs of a poultry bird, difficulty breathing, coughing, sneezing, and nasal discharge, incoordination and stumbling in a normal position or twisting of the head and neck. And if anybody sees this in their flocks, we encourage them to either contact the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture or the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and they can call PDA at 717-772-2852, and then USDA at either 1-866-536-7593. And also, I would encourage residents too, on the Extension website, if you just go to extension.psu.edu/avian influenza, there's regular updates on, you know, kind of the current situation of it across the state of Pennsylvania. So again, please, you know, share that information out with anybody that you feel, you know, should learn that, as it's a very important topic right now. And then the last thing I have to share is about an upcoming farmland preservation webinar that Extension is doing. Now, I don't know if this is good timing or bad timing, but it's actually today about 12 o'clock. But if you can't make the live show, you know, it is recorded and you can watch it later. So as we know, this is an important topic in the county, and I wanted to provide some of the educational resources that Extension has related to farmland preservation. So agriculture has historically been and remains an integral part of Pennsylvania's landscape economy and culture. And relative to the continuation of agriculture, farmland preservation programs and techniques in Pennsylvania, this webinar will detail what is available to landowners and elected officials to aid in the preservation of farmland. And to date, 6,004 farms totaling 608,091 acres have been preserved in perpetuity in the state of Pennsylvania. And this investment is very important for the $132.5 billion ag economy in the state of Pennsylvania. So this event is free of charge, and it's being offered to all participants. And again, you know, if you can't make the live webinar today, it will be recorded as well. But this is for local and county and elected and appointed officials who want to learn more about the programs that are being offered in Pennsylvania and what that means for farmers across the state. So as we know, the commissioners have shared with us that this is a very important topic for them. And so we want to make sure that, you know, the resources that Penn State Extension has is available to them to learn more about, you know, what is farmland preservation and what does it mean, you know, overall for the, you know, land use trends and the impacts on agriculture it can have, you know, across the county. So again, you know, it's a resource that's available, and we hope, you know, residents and people will take advantage of it from us. But that is all I had to share. I hope I wasn't too long-winded, and now I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Kayla. So thank you, Kayla. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kayla Fussman, and I'm the recent 4-H educator for Carbon County. I started March 1st. Prior to that, I was the part-time program assistant for almost 2 years in between our 4-H staffing. I just want to share some information. Since I am new to the position, I'm trying to get the program to grow and expand. Currently, I do have a table at Tractor Supply because starting yesterday was paper clover week. So from yesterday until May 8th at Tractor Supply, when you check out, you can choose to donate money to 4-H, and that goes directly to the county. So if you donate $5, I will get $5 towards the county so that we can improve our programs. I will be leaving at the office, and this is also available at Tractor Supply, is our Join the Fun brochure, which details all the clubs that we have in Carbon County. A little bit about myself. I am from Berks County, but I'm right at the peak, so I'm right at the four corners of all the counties of Lehigh and Schuylkill and Carbon, so I'm very local to a sense. I graduated with a degree in art education, so teaching and art and creativity is all about, is what I'm about, but I do have experience in FFA, so agriculture is a big part of my life. I served as the former Pennsylvania Honey Queen and National Honey Queen, so I'm not afraid to public speak. I'm not afraid to go out there and share the word, and which is what I'm doing for 4-H. We are looking for help in finding instructors for our shooting sports club that we're trying to revamp. And recently we had contacts that there is a need for a a new equine club. There hasn't been an equine club in 4-H for a few years, but we have some interest. So if you know any kids that are interested with horses or would like to learn more, or volunteers who want to help 4-H in any way, shooting sports, equine club, or any other aspect, feel free to contact me. If you go on extension, look up Carbon County, my email should be listed. But yeah, I'm just excited to be working for Carbon County and can't wait to grow and show the county what 4-H has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you. Quick question. How is this avian flu, and this is for either one of you, how is this gonna affect the 4-H program and the auction at the fair this year for the kids involved in 4-H?
Currently, there is a quarantine for no showing of public fairs until June 15th. So Carbon County Fairs until August. We haven't had an update on that. If the Department of Ag changes that quarantine, then it would affect not being able to bring live chickens or poultry or birds to the fair. In that case, our leaders have already started talking about alternate ways to ensure that the kids can complete their projects, such as posters, doing like the other fairs have done stuffed animal shows. So they pretend to show a stuffed animal chicken. And it's a fun, interactive way when you're making the best of the situation. So we're hoping that the quarantine will be lifted before our fair in August, but if not, our leaders are prepared to make sure that our members are still completing their projects, still learning, and still raising their chickens at home. They just can't bring them to public. So that would affect the sale if they can't bring them.
Any other questions for Rocky, Chris? While we're up front here, you don't mind, news media have any quick questions or anything?
I just was wondering, may I have a copy of that little card and the flyer?
Yeah. Yep, of course. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
The next item is the proclamation for adoption. The proclamation acknowledging the month of April as Second Chance Month.
Move to adopt?
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
At this time, I'll read some excerpts from the proclamation designating April as Second Chance Month. Whereas every person is endowed with human dignity and value, and whereas redemption and second chances are American values, and whereas individuals who have paid their debt after committing a crime face significant barriers, also known as collateral consequences, to reintegrating into society. And whereas 90% of those who have previously been incarcerated struggle to find employment. And whereas people with a criminal history face significant barriers in securing a place to live, and this inability to access housing has been found to increase the number of individuals returning to prison. And whereas all of these barriers prevent 65 million Americans with criminal records from contributing fully to their families and communities. And whereas the designation of April as Second Chance Month can contribute to increase public awareness. Now therefore be it resolved, the Carbon County Board of Commissioners designates April 2022 as Second Chance Month, honoring the work of the Carbon County Reentry Coalition and others who work to remove unnecessary legal and societal barriers that prevent individuals with a criminal record from becoming productive members of society. Adopted by the Carbon County Board of Commissioners this day, 28th day of April 2022. At this time, I'd like to ask our Chief Adult Probation, Rick Parsons, if he'd like to make a few comments in regards
I can
to...
invite up some of my colleagues here.
Great.
I asked Tammy Recker from Carbon Pike Drug and Alcohol, and also Lauren Piper, also from Chevy. They'll also come up and join me.
Sure.
You want to kind of stand in the middle here and just kind of go with that?
Yeah, real good.
That works?
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, I want to thank the commissioners again once again for recognizing such an important month. You know, individuals, you know, part of our system is for people to do jail time, and they've paid their time, they've done their time in jail. Now our job is to try to make it so they don't come back, right? And try to put them in the right type of position where we can remove some of those barriers that the commissioner recognized in the proclamation and trying to remove some of those barriers so they don't continue returning back to, jail and doing harm to our communities. A lot of times people think it's very easy. Why don't they just make changes? Well, it's not easy. There are so many different barriers that get in their way when they're coming out of jail. And the coalition and the county, we've been trying to make a really direct effort in trying to resolve some of those barriers and removing some of those barriers. And the reason why I brought up, Lauren and Tammy from Carbon Road Pike is this is just example, one thing that I'm really excited about in Carbon County. One of the grants that we discussed a few months ago was this grant called the COSAP grant. And under that grant, we were, when I say we, Carbon Road Pike, was able to hire Lauren. And Lauren now has been integral with the coalition and working on developing and helping the coalition move forward. We have so many goals, but we're all doing this as an addition to our regular work. And she's able to help us move those goals to the next step. And then the other big piece of that, though, is she's in the jail. And now she's helping individuals, assessing individuals specific to drug and alcohol and saying, hey, what are your problems, what are your issues, and tying them into the resources out there so so we can start the treatment process, that we can start all those stuff while they're in jail, because reentry doesn't start when you walk out of jail. Reentry starts the day you walk into a jail. And in addition to that is, I know we've been talking about, the grant that we did with Paul Levy, with the public defender office and doing social work and tying into mental health. And we also have the pieces that we've been doing with the JAG grant. We're trying to get some more assessments being done. And then staff in my office doing better assessments. It's all those pieces working together. Is really what's going to make a difference to our community. Our goal is to make our community safer, make our community a better place to live. And it's truly through these collaborations is where we can make that happen. If they want to add anything.
Yeah, one thing, on the, today's agenda, on the personnel report acknowledgements we have, I would strongly encourage my colleagues here to vote no on retirement. We will not accept it. Rick will be leaving us officially on last day of work, be May 27th. And I'm glad he's here today. Probably the last time we have him at a meeting to thank him for the job that he has done. He has gone above and beyond with the grant applications and all the new programs he has brought to Carbon County, leading us in the reentry program, and very active member of the Criminal Justice Advisory Board and the coalition. So I personally want to thank you, and not only for myself, but on behalf of the county for going above and beyond for Carbon County. And he'll be taking a new job as a consultant, so that's how good he is, and be traveling a little bit as well. And we wish you success in your new endeavors.
One of the most difficult decisions I've ever had to struggle with. And as I think I've already said to a couple of you, I didn't look for this job kind of found me. And so I'm really excited though with what we've been able to accomplish, working together, the courts, with the commissioners, and with the community and our stakeholders. And I'm really over the weekend, I was really reminiscing about all the stuff that we've been able to accomplish, and we've been able to do some incredible things. And I know, as one of my prior chiefs said, we're all just a little bit of light out. Right? Whoever comes in my next place, is going to do things differently, but I'm sure the county will just continue going in the right direction. So I'm really excited. But I'm not leaving the county. I'm still going to be a resident of the county, so I'm not going too far. So,
Okay,
thank you so much.
thank you. Any comments from the young ladies here?
I think I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what Rick said. I think with Lauren in the jail, one of the things that I think is a stigma is that disconnect when someone goes into the jail system. So getting them to reconnect after that disconnect is something that's sometimes very difficult for people to do. And with the help of Lauren and the help of Rick, who, if I have to hear you're leaving one more time, I probably will cry. It was a joint effort that we thought was something that this county needed. And I can tell you from the supervisor point of view, since Lauren has done this, and it's been a very short amount of time since she's been there in the jail, the inmates that have requested help have been connected. So they're not only connected with her there, but they're also connected when they get out. So those resources are in place, those gaps are being closed. So everything that we're kind of intending to do with this grant is really working. And I just want to thank everyone for doing that, because I think as a county, we're going to see a lot of success here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you all.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments, Lauren? You have your
No, I
opportunity.
think something out pretty well.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Okay, our next item is the opening of bids. The Muck Chunk Opera House HVAC project via Penn bid.
Bear with me.
Just a little technical snafu.
So we kind of had this thing all figured out. We kind of knew exactly what we were doing. Now you get on the screen's totally different. Okay, so there were 3 bids. One was George Hayden, Hayden, at $66,700. The next one was Myco, MYCO Mechanical, at $227,000. And the last one was Leibold, LEIBOLD, at $241,700.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we table for the period of 2 weeks to allow the opportunity to
Hold,
Do you,
hold.
you had
There's 3
Two
separate,
separate bids there.
projects.
Yeah, I
what's
just,
the difference?
I just noticed that.
That's why Hayden's
one.
low, that's just the electrical.
Okay.
So, in this,
Do you want to continue just to accept the bids for project one
Okay. So I'll,
for review.
yes, so I'll move that we accept the bids for project one, tabling it for a period of 2 weeks to allow the opportunity to review for lowest bid technically feasible.
And that one, let's specify, that is the electrical.
Yeah, and with recognition that the Hayden bid is only the electrical.
Yeah, not everybody
Yeah.
bid on every part of
Yeah.
it. I'll second that.
I just saw that, I saw that. Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Okay. Project two,
Are we ready for the next bid?
yes.
Okay. So I'm correcting the bids from the first bid,
The bid amount.
the bid amounts. So Hayden was 66,700. Mako was 140,000. And Liebolt was 107,000. That was for project one.
Project one. Mhm.
Project two, yeah. So, yeah, it looks like for project two, Miko bid 44,000 and 42, and Liebolt 42,000. So Miko was 44,000 and Liebolt was 42,000 for project two.
So move that we table for a period 2 week to allow review of lowest bid, technically feasible bid.
I'll second that.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Project three, Miko was 43,000 and Liebolt was 37,700.
So once again, move the table for a period 2 weeks to allow review for lowest technically feasible bid
I'll
On
second that.
project three.
on project three.
I'll second that.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Okay.
That's it.
We'll get used to it,
Yeah.
It's new.
Okay, the next item is the report of executive sessions held.
There was one executive session held on Friday, April 22nd at 3 PM for personnel reasons.
Department reports, the budget transfers.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
There are no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures. Approval of payroll check numbers 74261 through 74284, and direct deposit check numbers 6041136 through 6041573 for the payroll paid through the payroll fund checking account for all county funds totaling $639,325.39. This is the payroll dated April 22nd, 2022.
Motion to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Approval of check numbers 228043 through 228169 for expenditures through the general fund clearing account totaling $238,267.98.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The treasurer's report.
Move to accept.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The personnel report for county departments.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The acknowledgements for courts and row offices.
Motion to acknowledge.
Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes, with regrets for the retirement.
I appreciate that.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Area Agency on Aging for approval and execution. The charitable organization registration statement to be submitted to the Pennsylvania Bureau of Charitable Organizations for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021, which is required for the Carbon County Area Agency on Aging. Due to receiving charitable contributions, the annual fee is $100.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Planning and Development, Recycling, the 903 grant for approval and execution. The Act 101, Section 903 Recycling Coordinator Grant Application for 2021, estimating reimbursement in the amount of $1,566.24.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
A service agreement for 911. Renewal of the maintenance support agreement with CK Alarm Systems of Mountaintop, Pennsylvania to provide 24/7 hardware support on the digital receiver and emergency software support through MicroKey Solutions on the 911 alarm monitoring system for 1 year, June 1, 2022 through May 31, 2023. Hardware, $135 per month. Software, $139 per month. A total cost of $3,288 per year, which represents a $4 monthly increase for software support.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes, I'd like to elaborate a little bit on what this system really is. Unlike a home where you might have an alarm system, burglar, fire, etc., the system you purchase, or it's more or less a lease on those agreements. And what the county provides is the service to monitor those alarms. And one of the major advantages of this is if you have other companies, maybe I shouldn't mention any names or anything, but the calls go to a call center. They don't always have the right information. They then have to relay it to the communications in the county of where the alarm is coming from, not only Carbon, but others as well. This way, the alarm, you have to purchase the equipment, and we charge a annual fee for different organizations, different costs. And the alarm comes directly to the dispatcher, comes up on a map, we know the GPS, we know the address, we can look at the house online, etc. So it's a really big plus, not only to the county, we don't make much money on it, that's for sure, and I don't have those figures here, but these fees were not even increased since January of 1999. So they've been in effect for 23 years. And I think we have to look at them for next year's budget or before and adopt it before people start adopting their budgets for 2023. But it's to me, it's a good community service that we provide because the dispatchers most are from Carbon County. They know the area. Even if they're not from Carbon County, the call comes directly to the call center. So just want to mention that.
Next item is the solicitor's report.
Thank you. Under auditing services, calling for a motion upon recommendation from the County Audit Review Committee to accept the request for proposal for the auditing services for the years 2021 and 2022 as submitted by RKL LLP of Wyomissing, PA, with an option for 2 additional years as follows. For 2021, $49,450, which is inclusive of Pocono County's workforce investment area audit of $3,900. For 2022, $51,800, which includes the WIA audit of $4,000. For 2023, $54,275, inclusive of a WIA audit for $4,100. And for 2024, $56,880, which includes the WIA audit in the amount of $4,200.
Move to accept.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next, children and youth. This is the matter that was tabled last week for further review upon consultation with the children and youth solicitor and with the county's insurer. I'm satisfied with the agreement as in its current form, so I would call for a motion for approval and execution of the agreement with Equifax Information Services, LLC of Atlanta, Georgia, to complete the annual consumer report services pertaining to children in foster care at no cost to the county.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Under Emergency Operations and Training Center, calling for a motion for approval and execution of change orders 1 through 3 to the contract with Hayden Power Group of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, decreasing the contract by the amount of $2,636 for a new contract total of $331,264 due to change orders. Number 1, adding service entrance at no additional cost. Number 2, adding receptacles to the police training building at no cost. And item number 3, eliminating 7 fixtures and 1 quad receptacle in the burn tower at a savings of $2,636.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next, calling for a motion for approval and execution of a first-year renewal for number 2 fuel oil, heating oil, and off-road diesel fuel delivery with RF Fuel Oil Incorporated of Lehighton, Pennsylvania, for the period April 1, 2022 until March 31, 2023. Fuel deliveries to be invoiced at 49.7 cents per gallon above the oil price index service price on the date of fuel delivery.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next, Josiah White Park, for approval and execution, special activities agreement for the use of Josiah White Park, along with a request for a gazebo submitted by New England Valley Mennonite Church of Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, for a street meeting involving a cappella singing and Bible teaching on May 15th of 2022.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
For Parks and Recreation, call for a motion for approval and execution of a special activities agreement for the use of Mock Chunk Lake Park by Jim Thorpe Sportsman's Club Incorporated for a children's fishing contest on May 14th of 2022, pending approval of the PA Fish and Boat Commission.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next, calling for a motion for approval and execution, special activities agreement for use of Mock Chunk Lake Park by St. Mark's and St. John's Episcopal Church for a 4-mile and 15-kilometer foot race on June 25th of 2022, pending receipt of their certificate of insurance.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next, for approval and execution of a special activities agreement for the use of Mock Chunk Lake Park by Kayak Anglers of Eastern PA of Drexel Hill for a kayak fishing tournament on July 9, 2022.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next, calling for a motion for approval and execution of a special activities agreement for the use of Mock Chunk Lake Park by St. John's Lutheran Church of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, for the Switchback Scamper on October 23rd, 2022, pending receipt of their certificate of insurance.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next, calling for a motion to ratify the resolution recognizing Melinda Graver on her retirement. If you would like, I will read that into the record. Whereas Carbon County, Pennsylvania has recognized men and women who serve their county and community generously and unselfishly, and whereas one of those individuals is Melinda Graver, as she has dedicated a lifetime of service to the Penn State Extension Office and to the various organizations that interact with our youth. And whereas Melinda Graver was a member of the Carbon County Partners for Progress. This organization brought Carbon County the dental van, Leadership Carbon, and the Child and Family Collaborative Board, now known as the Carbon County Collaborative Board. And whereas Melinda Graver became a member of the Carbon County Safe Kids Coalition, which is now Kid Zone, in 2002, and is currently serving as its chairperson. She has also served as the treasurer of the Child and Family Collaborative Board. And whereas Melinda Graver has been instrumental in the Safety Day events at Mock Chunk Lake Park by recruiting volunteers for the event and coordinating the agencies that provided child safety information. And whereas Melinda Graver spends countless hours participating in numerous children's safety programs such as bicycle helmet safety, bicycle rodeos, car seat checks, and traffic safety town. And she still graciously donates space in her garage for the storage of Safety Town, the Helmet Safety Crusher, and bicycle helmets. And whereas during her employment at the Penn State Extension Office, Melinda Graver was the Penn State educator for the Prosper program, promoting school, community, university partnerships to encourage resilience in the Jim Thorpe School District. Although Melinda Graver is retired from the Penn State Extension Office, she continues to volunteer her time to Kid Zone, her church, and to other community organizations. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the members of the Board of Commissioners of Carbon County that they extend their gratitude to Melinda Graver for her many years of service and offer their best wishes to her in all future endeavors.
Motion to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes, and the reason we did this, we wanted to present this Friday morning at the Human Services Priorities Breakfast. We didn't want her watching and having it passed at the meeting the day before. She was really surprised, but she was there helping us as always when with the coalition. So she's a very active member, and maybe Steve wants to say something because she was an employee of Penn State, so.
We miss her.
But it's true, she, more than one bay in her garage is Safe Kids equipment, the coconut crusher and the safety town, you know, the traffic safety town where they have set up all these things for kids crossing and that and bicycle safety. So she is really a valued volunteer in Carbon County, throughout the county. And she's already got 2 or 3 of the coconut crusher programs scheduled already, so, you know, in the next couple of months. So she's keeping busy. So, okay.
Any further business? Hearing none. Commissioners' reports, Mr. Arner.
This is a couple things. I think everybody's seen it on the agenda, what's happening out at the Mock Chunk Lake Park. So I hope everybody supports that. With Mindy, I did serve on a couple committees with her, and I don't think she ever left off the gas when she was on a committee, and it looks like she's not gonna. So we're hoping her retirement stays exactly like it is, that she's involved in everything. So it was a pleasure with her. On to the next one. I just want to give a couple of comments about Rick. I think when I first met Rick, like Rick's expertise is world renowned, I think. I think we were very fortunate to have him. And I never checked on the records, but He probably got us more grants than anybody ever did for the county, and I think some of the other counties, when we got grants, they followed through on it. So it wasn't just our county that helped us, or that he helped. And, I mean, Rick, you're gonna be missed, and I know, you're not letting us hang. I did talk to the public defender on that grant that you were talking about. He's still gonna help you out with that, but I wish you lots of luck, and it's something, I think the job that you're going to, you're gonna help everybody across the country. And I'm, congratulations to you.
Thank you, I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. That's all I got.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Well, first and foremost, Rick, thank you for all you did for the county and specifically with Veterans and Treatment Court. And I know we have a ceremony coming up here shortly, so thank you for that also. I think it's been incumbent upon us to invest in the training, education, and professional development of county employees. And most regularly on our personnel report, you see the multitude of training and opportunities that we approve or acknowledge here. So I think it's great we have the opportunity to acknowledge today 2 county employees who recently completed 12 months of professional development and education. That would be Nicholas Goldberg, our IT system analyst and social media technician, who completed the National Association of Counties Enterprise Cybersecurity Leadership Master Certificate, and then Dawn Bowman, our HR director, who completed the High Performance Leadership Academy. So again, continued commitment to investing in our leaders and our employees. That's all I have.
Mr. Notstein?
And thank you for bringing that up, and I firmly believe that when the next round comes up, we'd like to send 2 or 3 more individuals, depends on the packages. It was buy 2, get 1, and et cetera. So, it's not the second time we've had graduate. Ellie is a graduate, and who else took the deal? I forget.
Christine Leclerc.
Christine Leclerc, of course, how can I forget that? But, it's, I firmly believe in educating our people, not only in that, I have one Jen involved in the Carbon Leadership Program right now, and getting out there and learning things, even about the county and places that are out there that, normally don't see. Even in the government session where we did, I think, it was a wake-up call for a lot of the students there. I think we had 12 there that day out of the 15, and they'll have a graduation coming up on May 11th. And they did not know how many committees, boards, authorities, and other programs that we are involved in, and how much time it can be a lot of times. It's not a 9-to-5 job all the time. There are some weekend events and things, and conferences, et cetera. So it is a lot of time. It's wake up. So contact the county chamber and economic development in Lehighton if you're interested. They're taking applications now they already got 4 or 5, maximum about 15 for the class. So it's a 10-month program, and it's, I think, well worth it, because you get to see a lot of things in the county you don't know are really there. Update on, we talked about the heating and air conditioning, the issues we had at the communication center. Well, some of it was resolved before we had another issue 2 weeks ago when we replaced another one of the units in the office area. We had to replace 2 of the 4 units already. We have another unit, one that's shot, we're using for parts. We can get away with only 3, but the other one was put in when it was built in 1995. So I think we should consider replacing that real soon before that fails. The other unit in the comm center, which was the big concern, we awarded an agreement back in November for a new unit at about $60,000. We were notified yesterday. It keep getting pushed off. We're waiting for it to be delivered. We were told yesterday it's not coming till October. So it's going to be a contract issue or agreement issue. I don't know if we can hold the supplier or the person installing it responsible, because it's not his fault he can't get it. But they're up there looking at the communication center today, and if we can put some other type in the of air conditioning in particular right now in the comm center because we have so much electronic equipment in there. Each dispatcher, I think, has 7 or 8 monitors now, plus their computer systems. And if you have 4 or 5 dispatchers on at the time, it really heats up any equipment in the room. It's critical to the operation of the communication center. And so we're looking at alternates, possibly ceiling units or whatever we can do to make something happen there. But I wanted to give you an update on that. The other thing I wanted to mention today is a belated thank you to our administrative assistants out there in all departments. We don't honor them enough, I feel, because they do such a good job in keeping our directors, department heads in order. The commissioners in particular, you know, they got their hands full with everything going on, you know, and every election time you get new commissioners and that, and it's always a stressful time for our staff here as well. And as the new solicitor is gonna find out how stressful it can be.
I
Wasn't
think
worried about that till now.
till the last couple of days.
But thank you to all the administrative assistants out there for the great work that you do for all of us. Okay, meeting adjourned. Amy, you wanna go first today? Morning.
I see on the personnel report 2 lifeguard resignations. How are things going there at the park with getting ready for the season?
I haven't heard anything myself, or you were before me.
Dave has told us things are on track, always challenging to get the 10 lifeguards that are needed. We're doing real well actually in maintenance, you know, seasonal maintenance. But again, lifeguards are always a challenge. We're looking to fill 10, and I think right now we're around 6 who have confirmed so far. Yeah.
And I saw also on Mock-Chunk Lake Park's Facebook page the other day that paving has started. So that's the first project is up at Mock-Chunk. Any idea on when the rest of the projects will begin?
I'm not sure what their schedule, I was hoping they'd start in the big parking lot, you know, because of the traffic is really picking up on the railroad already. And it's gonna do nothing but get worse. It's gonna be extremely busy around here. I was hoping they'd do that first because April, May is the slowest time. So hopefully it'll be done by Memorial Day weekend and go from there.
And then may I just have a copy of the second chance month proclamation then?
Sure.
And that's all I have, and thank you.
Kelly? Same?
Second chance.
Okay. That's it? Fine, you're good, okay, see you next week.
That's